SOE Podcast 110, or as we're calling it, the Evercast. Yay! We have a great podcast for you today, folks. It is Wednesday, May 25th, and we plan to release this on Friday, May 27th. Today in the studio, I have Tiffany and Amnerys Spence as my co-hosts.
Hello.
And my name is Aimee, Ashlanne, Rekoske, and as always, Robin Nailively is with us.
Hello.
She's not hiding behind the window anymore.
I could.
No.
That's why I was sitting here. I walked in and it was kind of strange. Like, you're sitting at the table with us?
The listeners get annoyed because they can't hear me.
It used to bug me, too, like, way back in the day with Kat. I was always like, they're talking to her, but she's not talking back.
Yeah. So, we stopped that. Later on, we're going to have an interview with Linda Brasse Carlson and Dave Smokejumper Georgeson. He's the senior producer of EverQuest 2. And we're going to talk about Fan Faire 2011, E3, the EQII Game Update 60. Doesn't it have a name?
It does. It's the Children of War.
Ooh. EverQuest Hardcore Heritage and the Triple Station Cash Weekend coming up. Where we hope you enjoy today's show. We're going to take it away with the news with Abby Watt. Take it away, Abby.
Thank you, Aimee. Well, I'm Abby, and here's your news. DC Universe Online Game Update 3 is nearly here. Players can look forward to a wealth of brand new and exciting content, which includes the following. A new Oolong Island hard mode alert. Oolong Island is where Paradise meets mad science, and is home to some of the most off-the-wall DC Comics characters, like Chang Tzu and Tio Morrow. With characters this over-the-top, and massive brainpower unleashed in such an unrestrained setting, destructive robotics are bound to ensue. Feature character, Ra's al Ghul, who could resist sneaking in the lair of DC's favorite international terrorist and assassin. This content is not for the weak, though. The difficulty ramps up quickly, and even experienced devs need to pay close attention in our playtests in order not to wipe out in the first room. But hey, nobody said battling ninjas would be easy. Two-Face Duo. This duo features some really compelling level design, as players follow Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face, into the Penguin's underground smuggling operation below the streets of Gotham City. Clayface makes a fantastic shape-shifting appearance along the way that delivers on his character in a way we think the players will expect and appreciate. The DCUO team really tried to capture the Penguin as a master criminal operating on a huge scale, but couldn't resist the allure of robotic penguins. You gotta love them. Poison Ivy vs. Swamp Thing. Building on what the DCUO team has learned with past special events, this spring event pits two fan-favorite characters in a battle that spans Gotham City. As Poison Ivy's sinister plot unfolds, tons of great combat action ensues, building on the game's strength in terms of action and iconic appeal. We look forward to seeing you in-game very soon. Free Realms and Clone Wars Adventures new member bonus bonanza. It's a great time to become a member in Free Realms and a Jedi member in Clone Wars Adventures. If you aren't already a member, now's the time to check it out. Not only will you get access to all the best content, but you'll also get a little bonus station cash in your pocket. For a limited time only, if you become a member, you'll get bonus station cash based on the membership term you upgrade to. Buy a 1-month membership to get 100 station cash. Buy a 3-month membership to get 250 station cash. Buy a 6-month membership to get 600 station cash. Buy a 12-month membership to get 800 station cash. And buy a lifetime membership to get 1,000 station cash. What a deal! But hurry, this offer won't last for long. EQII Village is coming to the PlayStation Network. This civilization-building game focuses on having fun and building your village. This game has been developed by Ninja Bee and is being published by Sony Online Entertainment. So, if you like to build and not worry about battles, try this cute game on the PSN. Richard is also coming to the PlayStation Network very soon. Recoil Games presents, and Sony Online Entertainment is publishing, this epic space adventure game. Richard follows the story of the humble astrominer John Richard. John and his mining team accidentally discover an ancient structure hidden deep in an asteroid, thus proving mankind isn't alone in the universe. Soon after, his team goes missing without a trace, and John finds himself stranded on the asteroid. To make matters worse, space pirates attack the mine, and John quickly realizes there are surprising and dangerous forces at work, determined to use the mysterious discovery for their own sinister means, and eliminate John and his friends along the way. Using only his wits, everyday mining tools, and a healthy dose of sarcasm, John must fend off the pirates, save his team, and solve the mystery behind his discovery. Don't miss out on Memorial Mania, Friday, May 27th through Monday, May 30th. Redeem any SOE prepaid game card during this player appreciation event and get triple the station cash. Some other things you'll see in-game are: in EverQuest, you'll see paintings, which are housing items. You'll see the Buried Sea painting, the Dragons of Norath painting, the Legacy of Yakisha painting, and the Ruins of Kunark painting, as well as a bundle of all four. In EverQuest 2, backed by popular demand, free temporary flying mount whistle on the marketplace. In Free Realms, the Memorial Day pack, which is Uncle Sam themed, and the Spring Chicken pack. In Clone Wars Adventures, new item sets, Ancient Dagi Jedi and Fiery Ahsoka Tano. In Star Wars Galaxies, bonus everything weekend. And in Pax Nora, sales on Heroes Dawn, Maljarin, Heroes of Maljarin, and Maljarin Frontier boxes. And that's all the news for today. Back to you, Aimee.
And we're back.
She's so cute.
Yeah? You should have seen her with the kids today.
Aww.
I think she was a little annoyed with them because they're not as good listeners as our normal tours.
Did she give him the usability tour?
Yeah. It's fun. So we have coffee.
Yay.
Starbucks coffee, which I don't get to drink normally. I have a caramel macchiato. What do you have?
Same thing with an ad shot.
Ad shots.
Oh boy.
Sugar and caffeine.
Woohoo, you're in trouble, Tiffany.
I have water. Because water is good.
I have water too.
Yes, you do.
It'll mellow it out.
Dilutes it, right?
Right. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have feedback and follow-ups. I'm going to read the first one from, I always mess up the name, but I'm going to try really hard. Fantastic. I get it right that
I think that's right.
All
I
right.
would say so.
A few comments on the podcast. For the orc cast, I was kind of expecting a play on the Swedish chef song. Something like Broken Tusk, Deathfish, Shinri, Blood Skull, Rygor, Thorogood, Crushbone, Orc. Glad you...
That's pretty awesome.
I know. Glad you like my name, and good job on pronouncing it. That was Brasse that pronounced his name last time. Also, great job to Shira for her first podcast. Hope to hear her on a podcast again soon, or in the near future, because that word is banished.
Soon is, bad word.
Mm-hmm. Good work, Ashlanne, on answering the trivia questions. You could have your sci-fi geek card back. Woohoo!
Hooray.
As for the orc commercial, a Tuscan raider from Endor, did Zatoja sneak a sip of Brasse's ale? Tuscans are from Tatooine. Perhaps that extended downtime had some unfortunate side effects on the team. Yeah, that's not probably the least of it.
I was going to say so much more than you possibly know. We're glad to be back.
Glad to hear that the Backstage Blogger Contest will be on again this year. As one of last year's winners, may I suggest that you have more bloggy batteries charged and ready to go for this year's winners, as well as contact people who are ready to help them. Last year, I didn't have anything to charge mine, and kept running out of power. There were 1 or 2 times they swapped my battery out for me, but other times I had to plug into an available computer for a while to charge, and had to stay with it because I couldn't just leave it there. I waited as long as an hour for it and still didn't get a full charge. The cameras themselves were fine. It's just trying to capture as many events of the fanfare as possible used up a lot of battery power. That's some great feedback.
I don't remember us swapping out batteries because I thought you had to plug them directly in.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
so too.
me too. So we'll have to...
But yeah, we plan, I think we are, especially this year now that we have Joel Sasaki back to
And-
help with all of the social media, we plan to have a station where they can...
Yeah, and Robin's
Plug it
manning the contest this year, so
Yes.
she knows all the ins and outs.
And this year's bloggies, if I'm assuming we get the new models, they're new models. Ooh.
We're hoping.
We're hoping.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
who knows? It'll be a whole new surprise.
Yay.
All right. So our next feedback is from Darth Finkman, who says, My thanks to the Sweek devs for the welcome addition of the Bounty Hunter system to space. It'll certainly heat things up in PvP. To your ships.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Bounty Hunters in space.
And we did a whole joke on that last podcast, too.
Did you do Han Shot first?
It was more like pigs in space.
Oh my gosh. That's dating ourselves, isn't it?
No.
All right. What? Neil M says, I hope you can give Mr. Bubble a get well shout out in the podcast. And he gives a URL, and we're going to get to that in a few minutes.
Okay, and Darth Vinkman says he agrees. He's going to miss these two, especially Mr. Bubble's happy laughter, while they take a vacation until his recovery. All the best of health to him.
And speaking on that, Mr. Bubble, you can send a get well message to him at www.swigpodcast.com, and that's SWGPODCAST.com. Yivitz of the Yivitz and Mr. Bubble podcast fame made a post about Mr. Bubble's health. About a week ago, my best buddy John, you know him as Mr. Bubble on our podcast, suffered a stroke. He's currently going through some rehabilitation, and your words of encouragement would mean a great deal to him. I'd love for all our listeners to leave a get well message for Mr. Bubble on our toll-free voicemail number. Unlike other messages you leave us, these will not be played on any future show. I'll be forwarding them directly to him. Leave your message at 888-900-9262. Take 60 seconds and leave Mr. B a message. He'll really appreciate it. As for our podcast, we'll be on vacation until Mr. Bubble is ready to go again. Thank you, everybody. Brent, a.k.a. Yivitz.
Well, that sounds promising, though. They're planning on coming back.
He's in rehabilitation.
Too good.
Yeah, and I actually got about an hour before we came in here, and I am from Pex, who said, "Did you hear about Mr. Bubble?" And so everybody's thinking of him, and we really wanted to pass along Brent's message and get that out there to people who may not have seen this post. And
Speaking of Star Wars, can I ad-lib something real quick?
yes,
Because today is May 25th.
oh,
It is the 34th anniversary of Star Wars today.
oh, really?
Yes.
That's cool.
Should have done a Star Wars cast.
Yeah, we should have.
Well, it's of Star Wars, the movie, the franchise, officially, becoming public. And yeah, that's an easy date to remember. I had to think of how old I am because I was born the year it came out. However, it's also the 16th anniversary of my high school graduation.
We know how old Tiffany is. Ooh, she just gave her age away.
I'm not ashamed. I was born in a great year. It was Star Wars year.
Yeah.
So, yay, Star Wars.
Yay, Star Wars.
So we're both older than Aimee?
Yes. And so is Eric.
Nana, nana, boo, boo.
Paistro.
Is he
I'm the
77
youngin'.
too?
Yes. A little bit later in the year. Forget which month. He'll remind me. He likes to pick on me, though, for being old.
Yeah.
I'm a 78 baby.
You're just just under a year
Oh,
past me.
yeah.
A couple days.
Right, well, because, we're both January babies.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Oh, you're older than me.
I am. Let's see. Where do I fall on the team now? Younger than Brasse.
she's
Younger
going
than
to
Lydia.
kick your butt.
Younger than Latosia. I might be next, though.
Yeah.
I might
No,
be.
Paul. Did you get Paul?
Oh, that's true. Virago.
Don't forget Virago. He's...
And I'm not quite sure where Radar X falls in. He's somewhere around, but he may be before or after. Oh, well.
You better be careful, girl.
I know.
All right, let's do the part that Robin hates.
Linda. Linda
hates
banned
this.
it.
Yes,
What did she ban?
Singing.
Did she really? Did she say I couldn't sing anymore?
Well, just in that podcast. at
oh,
least.
okay, right.
What are you singing?
It's the Fanfare Countdown!
Man, you should have told me I'd have brought my guitar. Just kidding. I sold it at the yard sale.
There are 43 days as of today until Fanfare.
Woot.
Are you scared yet?
Yes.
I'm squeezing the stress ball.
The good news is that early bird registration is still on.
Yes, and I think it closes the day this podcast goes live.
Maybe not if we go live on Friday.
Yeah, we go live Friday. Oh, so when does
We close Tuesday.
We close Tuesday. Oh, okay.
After Memorial Day.
See, all right, I was wrong. It actually says that on here.
I was going to say, I thought I put that on there.
Reading is fundamental. Yay. So when this podcast goes live on the 27th, there'll be 41 days. Early bird registration is live until the 31st, Tuesday. Ooh. all the live quest descriptions were added to the schedule. Thank you, community managers, for getting me those. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
All right, and then, so the webcast we are doing tomorrow will be over before this podcast goes live, but you'll be able to go back and watch it. So we're going to put a link to it in the show notes, right?
Right.
I don't know what you were
She'll
doing.
do that.
I don't know how to take a picture with the
You
bloggy.
hold the camera button down until it clicks. Silly. She's such a dork. I'm a dork. Yeah, she's like, I'm a dork. Look at you, you freak. All right, speaking of events, I'm glad that you didn't put a countdown to this because it's even less time. Because E3 is like 2 weeks away, isn't it? 3 weeks?
Next week is Memorial Day, and then it's the week after.
Yeah. My daughter gets out of school next week. I'm like, school year's over. Are you kidding me?
Yep. All my friends that are teachers back home are already done.
And California gets out later. Yeah, it's weird. But they start later, so.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so E3, which stands for
Entertainment Electronics Expo.
Woo! So members of the community team will be there for the whole show. Can you believe that? So if you
That's
are
awesome.
if you are in the industry and you want to stop by and see us, you can see me, Ashlanne, you can see Naylee, you can see Ragin, and you can see Brasse, and I believe that Radar X is going to be there. He was on that list too. Yeah. But I think that he is going to be at the DCO station like the whole time.
Mm-hmm. And other community members will be stopping by.
Yeah.
We just don't have set times yet for when they'll be there.
Yeah, because we have to get on that 6:30 in the morning bus and drive up to LA.
Oh, I'm so sad for you.
And then get on a 6 p.m. bus, I think, to head home.
See,
So 12 hours.
6:30 in the
plus.
morning. Robin and I still be sleeping in, lounging in our
Yeah.
beds.
12 hours on the floor plus 2 and change each way on the bus.
Then
Sleep
walking,
on the bus.
and walking into Starbucks.
Yeah. I would go to IHOP if I were you. It's just around the corner.
I don't know if we can handle that greasy food.
Don't do the greasy food. Do the sweet stuff like this, the French toast or the stuffed French toast. That's good stuff.
So,
Like I need to tell you to get more sugar. Right?
yeah,
We
really.
might need it by the end.
So, we're gonna live podcast. Podcast 111. Oh my gosh.
111.
111 on Tuesday, June 7th. And there's also going to be a, no, just the podcast? Is there going to be a webcast too?
It's going to be a live webcast.
Right. But isn't there going to be two?
As Brasse told me yesterday, there was going to be one.
Okay.
So we might have to check and see about the second one.
Okay.
Because she said Rajan's going to be helping out with the green screen and uploading those photos to Facebook.
Gotcha. All right, so it might just be us.
Yep.
Woo.
I'm not sure when we're doing it, though, yet.
Sometime on Tuesday. We know that. It's going to be fun. All right, so that's enough about E3. This is like the first trip I've taken since last Fan Faire for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Away from the kids. Don't let them listen to...
Do you think they'll let me sneak my dog in?
I don't know.
They are
Am I
pretty...
rooming with you? Wait a second.
Maybe into the hotel. Definitely not into E3.
Yeah.
Those security guards are like, they take their jobs very seriously. So if you're not industry, you don't have a badge, don't even try. Don't even try. They will catch you.
Yep. All right, so we're going to take it away to that interview with Linda Brasse Carlson and Dave Smokejumper Georgeson to talk about all things EverQuest, including EQ2's Children of War update.
Woohoo!
So, here we are in time for the interview. Once again, we have Dave Georgeson, known to some of you as Smokejumper and other names. And he has been the senior producer on EverQuest 2 for a long time. But I hear that your title recently changed. What is the new official title?
I'm now the executive producer in charge of the EverQuest franchise.
Right. Now, that's a really interesting change. Why was it felt that we needed an executive producer in charge of the franchise? Because this will include EverQuest, EverQuest 2, and also EverQuest Next, which nobody's talking about yet.
Well, for obvious reasons, it's pretty cool if all the EverQuest products share lore and ideas. We have that's a lot of people working across 3 dev teams with all kinds of crazy, cool ideas. And if somebody is constantly moving those ideas back and forth across the teams, then all 3 teams are going to benefit from it.
Right.
Plus, we can occasionally share assets, which is appropriate when we're sharing the same world, so that a knoll looks like a knoll across all the different games, that sort of thing.
A lot of it is a drive to ensure that we maintain consistency across the titles then as well.
Yeah, and it's also just smart business. As one team needs more resources to be able to accomplish an objective, maybe we can flow people over from another team to help out during a short time.
Okay, so for instance, if you're developing a new UI segment or something, you can just move somebody from EQ to EQ2 or to EQ next back and forth as needed.
Well, it sounds neat on paper.
It does sound neat on paper. How neat is it in practice?
It doesn't usually work that way. But occasionally we can do something like, there's a feature we're going to announce right after GU60 launches, which we were able to pull some artists that weren't doing a lot from EQN at the moment to come over and help with. And because of that, we were able to make it way better than we had originally planned. So there are still situations like we might be able to pull a designer from somewhere to help out with a mechanics issue or something like that. But in general, the teams stay the teams. Like the EQ team is the EQ team. EQ2 stays on EQ2, so on and so forth. We only do the slush fund thing when it's an emergency.
Right, so it's more of a collaboration then.
Yeah, it's almost entirely collaborative. We share brainstorm ideas. We talk about lore. And sometimes, like for EQN, maybe we can even do some pioneering and some features that we're talking about putting into EQN in these other games and see how they play.
So EQN is the new code name for EQ Next then?
Right.
So what can you tell us about Update 60? It's called The Children of War, and not all of our, obviously, people are listening. They might not necessarily be reading what we've written about it. So can you give us a brief overview of what's coming?
I can, although honestly, go read the blurbs. They're better. The Destiny of Velius set us up with not quite a cliffhanger, but definitely pushed up against a cliff. You could see the Drunder Citadel way up on the top of the cliff, but you couldn't actually get to it. And there was a lot of stuff going on where you started to realize the giants were mobilizing for a reason, but you weren't really clear on what the reason was. And you become familiar with what the Othmir are doing and everything. But what this next chapter does is it basically sets things up so that we get to that citadel up on the cliff, and we find out a lot more about what's going on with Ralos Zek, and more about the Ages in Prophecy. And honestly, I'm going to let the blurb stand alone.
Okay.
On that one, and let people look at it that way. But it's the story progresses at this point, and then there's a major. If people, there will be these mini climactic moments throughout the story, and one of those is coming up in GU61. So GU60 comes out now, and GU61 will kind of finish this story arc, and then we'll move on to the next section.
How important is the story arc for you? I mean, clearly now that you're running all 3 titles in an executive sense, you're very familiar with the EQ2 lore now,
right.
And that's based on EverQuest, and that will be carried forward in some form or another to EverQuest Next. How important is the lore to you, the story arcs that are appearing?
Well, honestly, as far as the game goes, the moment-to-moment playing of a game, lore isn't that important. But we all got involved in these worlds because we liked the world and we liked the stories, and we'd like you to care about the characters, and we'll be pushing that a lot in the next year or so. We'll be concentrating on making the characters interesting. Because honestly, that's what makes the world cool. So the fact that we have these story arcs... not everybody's interested in it. Some people are just in it for the loot chase. And, hey, that's a great way to play the game. There's nothing wrong with it. But some people really want to feel like they're in an immersive situation. And these story arcs bring elements to life and give people reasons to go explore things and find out about characters and be involved in a story that we feel that they really want to be involved in. So yeah, they are very important. They make the high fantasy the high fantasy.
Speaking of high fantasy, you'll notice that today's interview includes a tape measure. This is because we're adjusting a costume for Mr. Georgeson to wear on one of the nights at Fan Faire. And speaking of iconic characters and storyline, he'll be portraying one of those, so that should be a lot of fun. And I'm saying this now so that he can't possibly back out of it.
That's not the only thing we're doing at Fan Faire.
We're doing all sorts of stuff. Is there anything you want to share about some of the panels that you've got coming up at Fan Faire?
Well, we've got some major stuff to announce at Fan Faire. I mean, everybody knows that we're doing a revamp of Freeport. That'll be the first time that we actually reveal anything about Freeport. We'll be at that show.
Will you actually have in-game screenshots and that sort of thing to share?
I will say that we will be revealing stuff. Where the artists are working as hard as they can right now to move things along, and we have to start working on content soon so that we can replace the huge amount that's already in there and make all the cool stuff that we wanted to add in.
Yeah, it's a fascinating reuse of existing resources. I mean, Freeport is a great idea and concept, but it's underutilized now. Was that the driving force behind this, or?
Well, I think everybody agrees that our cities are pretty empty. Mm-hmm. One of the reasons why we wanted to revamp Freeport was, well, we felt that the, I guess what we call in-house, we call it the dirty street gang evil, which is kind of what Freeport felt like. It's kind of grimy and scummy and kind of torn down, and nobody ever seemed to want to fix anything. And we wanted to make Lucan more impressive. We wanted to give evil players something monolithic to rally around. Make it feel like you could be proud to be involved with Lucan Delir and Freeport.
Right. I know that over the years, Freeport has taken a lot of criticism for feeling like slums, just slums.
That's what it feels like.
And people have always thought that, they should be rolling with some crushed red velvet and some fancy gold paving stones and this sort of thing.
Right. So that was what started us on it.
Okay.
We were annoyed by that. So the concept behind Freeport initially was to set it up so that it was a multi-level adventure hub, so that when you started your character and you went through whatever newbie experience you chose, you'd kind of, if you were evil aligned, you'd spit out into Freeport.
Right.
And then from Freeport, you'd get involved in some early quests, and maybe every 10 or 20 levels, the quest chains will pull you back into Freeport so that you can experience new content. And there will be instances, and we'll probably do some public quests in the areas around it. And we're going to be doing a lot of race and class-specific quest lines that are in these areas, too. So when people get involved with Freeport, they'll constantly be coming back to it. And we'll also be putting elements into Freeport to just give you excuses to go there every day kind of thing. So that hopefully that city will will come alive and be constantly alive. And more importantly, multi-level characters coming in and out of it, so that you are constantly seeing a cross-section of the world as you play in Freeport.
So it actually becomes a permanent hub instead of just where you started and then you don't never come back.
It's a very ambitious goal. We're probably going to make a good stab at it for this initial launch, and then continue to improve it. But we're also using it to model for the Kinos revamp, which will be next summer.
Right. Now
not this summer, the one after.
Right. Now E3 is also coming up. That's just in 2 weeks' time, and I hear you're going to be showing off some of the 3D technology, which I bet some fans haven't even heard of.
Yeah.
So do you think that brings a lot to the game? And is it really going to be expensive for people to get into it? What sort of hardware are you going to be using at E3 to show this off?
Sony has a new VAIO laptop that has 3D hardware in it. And they asked us, because EQ2 has been set up for, I don't know, over a year now, with the capability to process stereo images. And if you have 3D hardware at home and you don't know EQ2 can do it, open your options and find it. It's really cool. So anyway, you're playing and it's all in 3D. So recently we had been doing, when we got the opportunity to show EQ2 on those laptops, we immediately started trying to figure out, well, what can we do that's very cool, that would be very fast-paced and really show off the 3D aspects of it. So what we did was designed of course, an ether race course in Velius in the Great Divide that utilizes that frozen river that goes in and out of the glaciers and the mountaintops, and you skim in and out and everything like that, and it looks phenomenal in 3D.
Oh, I can just imagine.
It's just really cool. And plus, we'll be showing off a new mount that's coming out at the beginning of June at E3 also.
Oh, shall we keep that one a secret?
I don't see why. We're going to be releasing the Pegasus at that point.
Oh, nice.
And a lot of people have been asking for it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's gorgeous. I mean, it is just gorgeous. A light and a dark version of it.
Oh, that's terrific. The other thing I wanted to mention about E3 is you're going to have the ether races there, and those will be available on test server at the same time, right?
Yeah, they'll be. Because we kind of want people to be able to log in and be able to play with us while we're at the show.
That's terrific.
And then it's a
we'll have to
preview
post a
for-
schedule up on that. And yes, because we're also, the Ether races are going to be an actual timed race available at Fan Faire that people can compete for a high score on the leaderboards. So this will be the first and last major opportunity to practice in advance for the Fan Faire event.
That's true.
That's going to
true.
be a lot of fun.
We'll try to run some sort of tournament at Fan Faire. It'll be fun. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get to use the 3D laptops at Fan Faire too. So that'd be really cool. Yeah, it's about a 90% sure kind of thing. But we're still in negotiations to see if we can keep the hardware for a month.
And so, do they have to have special laptops, special monitors in order to play EQ2 in 3D?
Yeah, they have to have the hardware.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm not really hip on it because I don't have it yet. But after playing the race, now I'm like, well, how many games support 3D? Because if a lot of them do, damn, I want that.
No kidding. I think a lot of the diehard players will actually invest in the 3D stuff. Years ago, I had some 3D shutter glasses that I was able to successfully use with EQ. Until they changed the depth of field and everything, like all of the labels and names came right to the front, and that was very jarring. But I remember some of the best times ever playing that game in 3D, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how 3D comes to EQ2. Let me just have a quick look here. There was something else I wanted to ask before I forget. What are your plans for EQ? You know that community is going to be judging you all fresh as if you're some new guy from the outside. What is your level of involvement in EQ as compared to the people who are currently working on the game?
Well, the team is still the team.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm doing is going in and offering advice on what has worked and what hasn't worked with other games, and moving ideas back and forth across the teams.
So no major sweeping changes coming as a result?
I wouldn't expect anything major to happen before the expansion comes out that they're planning right now, which is November-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, we may change the way that we do some content delivery so that we are delivering content more often and stuff, but we're still talking about a lot of things. We're not obviously going to change the game balance or anything like that. We're not going to do anything stupid to the game. The players like it the way it is, and it's pretty much going to stay that way. We may do a bunch of, what we've internally been calling quality of life bundles. There's a lot of things with EQ that we could improve that wouldn't change the actual game itself. It would just make it a lot easier to manipulate the UI elements and, be able to find how to do housing and things like that.
Right.
So we'll probably concentrate on a lot of those elements so that if there are features and stuff that are hidden from view, we expose them to players and make them simpler to use without dumbing the game down at all. Just more intuitive.
So you have in the past talked about the Shadow Knight character that you play in EQ2. Do you also play EQ now? In your spare time, of which you have lots, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, actually, over the last couple of weeks, I leveled a Beast Lord up to 45. And, of course, I played EQ for 2 years back when, it launched. I just hadn't played it since then, and I wasn't familiar with, mercenaries and fellowships and progression servers versus not progression servers. And so I've been immersing myself in that. And I'll get my Beast Lord up to 90 and then probably switch to another one. I have 3 level 90 EQ2 characters, including a level 90 alchemist, which was challenging.
Excellent. Yeah, I've got a high level alchemist too. It's my favorite of the crafting professions.
Well, I had a Shadow Knight, so it made sense for me to also get an alchemist.
Absolutely. So the last thing, when are you going to have a playable character in EQ next? You're not even going to talk about how far along that game is.
Don't even hold your breath. Yeah, we
no secrets today.
Yeah,
I tried.
We're not really going to talk about EQN right now. Let's just say it's not close. Yeah. It's a long way off still.
So you have we have 11 people from EQ2 and 11 people from EQ going to Fan Faire as well. And for those of you who have never been to Fan Faire, this is your best opportunity to get together, rub elbows with the devs. They're very approachable. They love talking to players, both within the panels and as they're walking down halls at dinners and that sort of thing. We hope that you'll all take advantage of the last few minutes of the early bird pricing, which expires on May 31st at $119. Come meet Dave in person and tell him what you think about how he's running your game. We'll see you there. Thanks very much for coming by, Dave. And this is Linda Carlson, known as Brasse the Dwarf, signing off.
We're back. Little break there. To talk about the Children of War update for EverQuest 2.
Yes. So, assuming we go live with this on Friday, it'll be a couple days until Children of War launches.
Is it going to launch Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday. We'll be closed Monday.
3-day weekend! Whoops!
So, however, that's not to say that people can go to our forums and go crazy, because we do have 24-hour moderation.
That's right.
Behave yourselves.
Be good.
We'll be looking in on you.
We will.
Yes.
Kind of creepy.
So,
We're watching you. I always feel like
I wasn't going to sing it.
me.
I was thinking it. Oh, no, actually, I was thinking the police song. Anyway. Children of War Game Update 60 has several cool new features coming. I'm going to talk the most about the first one because I don't have a separate article coming on it. Mm-hmm. The number one thing on our little list here is the Crystal Caverns. Ooh, ah. Yes. So, it says, Rygor orcs within eastern wastes have unearthed a passage leading to the once-lost Crystal Caverns. Unfortunately, the caverns have grown unstable and are at risk of fully collapsing at any moment. Adding to the peril, Queen Drachnia has found her way up to the upper tunnels and blames the Coldane for the collapsing tunnels. No. You always blame dwarves.
Sure.
Just kidding.
It's not
For collapsing tunnels, sure. Okay. Help the Coldane rescue their brethren trapped within the caves before you become a permanent fixture among the growing crystals.
Ooh,
creepy.
That sounds scary.
It'd actually be really cool if you, got frozen up against the wall. Okay.
Anyway.
No.
Then you couldn't play anymore.
Well, no, you'd have to resurrect and start all over. Well, not start all over.
Start back at level 1?
No. We're not playing, oh my goodness. Yeah.
I am
buddy from Vanguard.
so excited about Crystal Caverns. Is my favorite zone in EverQuest. So
Awesome.
I can't wait.
We also have a new area coming called Fortress of Drunder.
Ooh.
And I'm not going to talk too much about it because we will have an article that will go into more detail with pretty pictures and stuff. But basic info is that there are 3 new heroic dungeons. Confront Warmaster Grola Skullwielder in the Spire of Rage. Challenge Warmaster Korok High in the Strategist Stronghold. Bleh, that's a tongue twister. And battle Warmaster Dinka Packlasher in the Tower of Tactics.
Interesting.
Somebody likes alliteration.
Apparently.
Yeah, Kyle.
Strategist Stronghold and Tower of Tactics.
When is this feature going live?
The whole game update goes live on the 31st.
But you said you had a feature just on Drender.
Oh, the article? I don't know yet. Sometime next week, possibly. If not, it'll be the following week, because we're going to spread them out just a little bit to keep everybody's interest going.
Ooh.
So, there's also a new ×2 raid, Citadel of Va'ul. There's an apostrophe in there, so I don't know if it's Va'ul or Vul. Oh, I've seen this model, too. Okay, defeat Queen Rotricia Va'ul in the Citadel of Va'ul, and she's really cool looking. I got a sneak peek at her, 2 months ago. She was neat.
What a cool name, Patricia.
It's actually...
Queen or...
It's, if you rearrange those, there's an anagram.
Really?
Yeah.
No, don't give it away.
I'm not good at those.
I'm not giving it away. For those of you that like anagrams, go for it.
Interesting.
3 new ×4 raid zones, or raids, all available in the normal and the challenge modes. Encounter Sullen Zek in Sullen Spire.
Ooh.
Test your strength against Talon Zek in Talon Stronghold. And prove yourself against Valen Zek in Valen's Tower.
Ooh.
So, the Zek brothers are back.
They're just siblings. They're all related.
Yes.
Solon, Talon, and Valen.
Yes.
Neat.
Better watch out. Better watch your behind.
Bet you what you're behind.
Then we also have, finally, for our PvP players, the long-awaited PvP, some upgrades and changes. There will be an article coming on this with some more detail, but a little overview is you can earn the new Velius Discord faction to purchase PvP equipment and endorments. enjoy PvP and battlegrounds.
New word.
New word. Battlegrounds. Depends on who you're playing against. It might be the battlegrounds. PvP and battlegrounds rule modifications for better balance and fun. Fame system improvements and new PvP armor and adornments are also coming. And there is a new battleground coming. I don't see it specifically listed on my little notes here, but it'll be in the article, so you just have to wait to find out. Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha.
It has, I think it has some new rules too, so interesting stuff.
Awesome.
Additional content. I'll just read over these real quick. Visit Whipmaster Snargent in the Fortress of Dunder to assist with new daily missions within Drunder. Speak to Provocateur. Man, they're really trying to tongue today. Provocateur Boss Darkfrost at the Thurgoden Docks to earn Primal Velium shards through a new solo quest.
2 new heritage quests.
2 new heritage quests. So for you questaholics like me, stuff to do with heritage. Additional signature quest line, new trade skill quests and recipes, new adornments, interface. Ratonga players, listen up. You will find that Kinos has become more accepting of your presence. What does that mean?
Interesting.
Interesting indeed. We will have an article on that on May 31st.
Did Kinos run out of cheese?
Freeport maybe run out of cheese. Kinos is more accepting of them. Possibly. Yes. And coming soon, help build the Wizard and Druid Transportation Network in Velius.
Ooh.
I love those the build-alongs.
The players seem to like them too.
I'm a player. Okay, that's way more funny than everybody knows.
I'm a player too.
I was thinking of our first trip to Dragon Con and that guy that asked me if I was a player because I had on the SOE player shirt.
Oh.
And I was like, no, I'm married.
You're a player now, though.
Yes. What? What?
Wait, what?
Huh?
All right. So
Anyway.
Oh, wrong player.
she's
Play
not
home,
a
player.
All right. So we have a new fan spot winner.
Yay.
Yay! This one was submitted by Sneaky Stew from the Magic the Gathering Tactics community.
Awesome.
He says he has a top 10 list on how to tell if you're a Magic the Gathering Tactics fanatic.
Okay. So the number 10 way to tell if you're an MTG Tactics fanatic. Number 10, you insist upon walking in the grid when walking on tiled floors.
Number 9, when you get into a fight, you insist that you do it in turns so it's fair.
Number 8, those info commercials that advise you to invest all of your money into gold don't seem all that crazy.
Number 7, beating the 5 daily missions is part of your daily routine.
Number 6, you have part of your paycheck converted to station cash.
I like him.
Oh, no.
Number 5, you have a natural dislike of goblins.
Number 4, you don't mind that Dela Lark seems to always get away for some reason at the end of every episode.
Number 3, you're probably running some kind of control magic plus twin cast nonsense in your deck.
Number 2, you've managed to beat Lilana Vess. And then a side note, talk about crazy overpowered. She was dropping nightmares like they were unwanted bargain burritos from the dollar store.
And the number 1 reason to tell that you're a Magic the Gathering Tactics fanatic, you make a list in hopes of winning 10,000 station cash.
Or maybe 1,000.
Oh,
It's
1,000.
10, isn't it?
No, it's 1,000. $10 in station cash. 1,000.
10,000 station cash would be awesome.
The lottery! Goodness gracious, Aimee.
And, oh, that's a seg into the wrong section. I'm going to say, and if you get 1,000 station cash and you redeem it this weekend,
I know. Stay tuned.
something cool will happen.
All right. So EverQuest has something really cool that's happening right now called Hardcore Heritage. Are you ready to revisit some of your favorite classic zones and experience all new challenges? Well, Hardcore Heritage is almost here. Isn't it already here? Hardcore Heritage, one of our yearly events, where we revisit some of the older zones and update them to provide a more challenging environment, is coming to a server near you soon. Oh my gosh, he put a bad word in here. Profanity. Spread over the months of May to July, you'll have an opportunity to visit the old stomping grounds with entirely new foes to battle. The schedule for events is as follows. From May 23rd to June 12th is Blackburrow and Kazakh Duel, which are level 80. From June 13th to July 3rd, Lower Guck and Unrest, which are level 85. From July 1st to July 21st, Crushbone and a Mysterious Zone, which are level 90. This year, we are presenting 2 newly revamped zones, Crushbone and 1 other yet to be determined. Woohoo! Nostalgia and loot will abound. Make sure you stop by and visit the old spots from Trainer Hill to Emperor Crush Throne Room itself. There's even a new challenge for 2 to 3 groups of players. Can you defeat Emperor Crush and his stalwart allies? See Hardcore Heritage as a fun way to re-experience the older zones. Plenty of new shiny toys for players. And, as the yet-announced zone was reworked to spread camps out more, to support more players getting these toys. This year, we've incorporated raids into the revamped zones. Raids. Crushbone has an instance raid for 2 to 3 groups of players. And, as the yet unannounced zone, has a full-sized raid. This raid was constructed. Wow,
Constructed.
Amy. Yeah, what Robin said. In part from suggestions presented at a raid panel at Fan Faire. I cannot speak. And Paistro told me and Robin that this was the most important part of the presentation. Just the start of plenty of other fun and exciting things we have scheduled for the rest of the year. So make sure you pack your rabbit skin hat because it's going to get cold.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Awesome.
Right. So what were we talking about earlier about Station Cash?
We were talking about if you had a code to redeem and you redeemed it this Memorial Day weekend, that cool things would happen.
What was that cool thing?
The particularly cool thing is if you go put your code in at soe.sony.com/gamecards, you will earn 3 times the station cash that is on the
3 times?
card.
And this is just for the cards.
This is only for our plastic prepaid purchase cards that you go buy at GameStop, 7-Eleven, Walmart, Best Buy, several of those stores, which are listed at GameCards, at that GameCards website.
I think Target's on there.
Target is on there. I was at some random 7-Eleven in my little tiny city outside of San Diego the other day, and
They had them.
there was our Free Roams card. So this does work for any card that says Station Cash on it.
Station.
However, make sure you redeem it for Station Cash, not Game Time.
Yeah, because then it's no bueno.
Yeah, the all-in-one card is Game Time or Station Cash, and the promotion is Station Cash only. It's
Right.
not triple the Game Time. You don't get 3 months if you put in a
Right.
1-month card.
Right.
Or 9
awesome.
months if you put in a 3-month card.
Right.
That would be cool, but that's not what it is, so...
So there's also these deals I'm hearing about.
Yeah, this is kind of... This news is actually still kind of trickling in a little, so there's a very slight chance, I guess, that something could possibly change. So if you hear something here and then you see it differently online, don't freak out. We are
recorded this
finalizing...
earlier, yeah.
All right.
Finalizing all of our details.
Cute.
But yes, we have cool deals.
Because I really want a mount. That sounds cool. I need you to.
Yes, the temporary mount. This is the same one we did for the Take Flight promotion.
Gotcha.
It's back by popular demand.
Ooh. Awesome.
I actually think that I may have to pop into Free Realms because there's going to be a Memorial Day pack of Uncle Sam themed clothes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
That sounds cool.
Yes, and their spring chicken pack is also back. Did you see the spring chicken pack?
Is it chicken?
It's a chicken costume, I think, and you get little chickens. You have to look at the article, and then we had this in the... Which promotion was that? A recent promotion.
Uh-huh.
They're all running together in my head now.
Well,
Because I write all those articles,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah, you're like, what
The
was
last one we did, and Free Realms had the spring chicken stuff. It's the same stuff,
Aw.
but it's back.
That's so cool. My kids beg me for station cash all the time.
It was the Easter
So-
promotion.
Oh, okay.
That weekend.
So with the chickens, and
Yes.
I'm sure that Kaylee will be asking me for chickens. She loves chickens.
Spring fever, is that what we called it?
Yeah, it was a spring fever.
Spring fever. They're the same chickens from the spring fever.
I guess we're going to have to go get some station cash for Memorial Day. And it's her birthday on Sunday, so I could get her some station cash
Give
for
her
her
$10
birthday.
and it turns into 30.
I know. She'll be really happy.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like
That's a lot.
So,
Yeah.
I think Abby already gave the details of all the rest of this stuff, but yeah. Cool stuff.
Guess what we had to talk about now?
I don't know.
What are you playing?
Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
I'm playing Clean the House.
That is not a game. That is boring.
I know, but it's...
But you are playing a game. It's called Getting Ready for Babies.
Yeah, we were playing that game. Playing all kinds of get the house pulled together stuff. I haven't had much time to game lately, unfortunately.
You're fired.
I know. It's the
Thank you,
saddest
have room to
thing.
talk.
I know.
It's so crazy how you come to work at a game company and you don't have the time to play so much anymore.
I know. It's not fun.
I have time to play Dungeon Overlord.
How are your goblins? Were they very upset with you when you came back?
No, actually, I think they turned off a lot of that stuff. So when I
Good.
came back, there was no hardship.
There was a
That's
lot
good.
of concern about starving goblins.
Poor goblins.
Plight of
Goblins
starvation.
don't actually starve. It's your other critters, like your orcs and your wizards.
Oh. Okay. I haven't checked on mine. I'm a bad
know.
goblin mama.
I am too. I'm sure that mine are have left.
Does it mean you're not level 7 yet?
Oh my goodness, I think I'm still level 3.
I think me too.
I know.
I've been playing a lot of Plants vs Zombies.
Yay.
And I did get Sims Medieval, which is fun. But in Plants vs Zombies, I beat the
boss. You
last
finally
boss.
did?
I was so excited.
That's awesome. I keep buying little games like that for my phone, but then I still don't play them.
Well, the best game for the phone is Satoshi turned me on to it. Is you could play Mahjong on your iPhone.
I like that.
I do too.
You know what I need? Because someone like Kiara once told me that there was this game I liked on the iPhone, but she never gave me the link to it. But that game in Clone Wars Adventures, the
which
Mind
one?
Blaster game,
Yeah, Bubbles.
I love that game. I need to find it on my phone.
Which one is that? How do you play that one?
It's
The
the
Mind Blast, you like pop one bubble and it...
Yeah, you drop
Oh,
one,
I
drop
love
the
that
mine,
game.
and then they keep hitting and they
Oh,
explode
yeah.
all over the place. I love that game.
Yeah, that game is
I
fun.
could play that in Clone Wars like for hours and hours.
I want to find a good what do you call that? Oh, I hit the table.
No. Sorry.
A good what do you call it? Tower defense game.
Oh.
On like my phone. Because Clone Wars has like the best tower defense game.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah, and I was
I can play that one.
I was
for
at church
hours.
the other night and doing because I do the worship and I do the PowerPoint and everything, and the guy who runs the whole sound area, he was just sitting back there with his iPad playing a tower defense game. Like, dude.
As long as it doesn't go up on the slide
No, it
projection,
doesn't.
it's okay.
No, he put my face up there.
Nice.
He's like, push that button. I push that button. Why is my face up there? Freaked me out.
That's too funny.
Yeah, it was funny. But I was like, hey, we have a really cool tower defense game in Clone Wars Adventures. You should play it. It's
Yeah.
way better than that.
That's what I was showing last year when we went to that Padres game and we were showing off all the older kids. I was showing them off the tower defense.
Yeah, it's the best.
And the younger kids, I was showing the bubbles because that one's so easy. You just drop a bubble and watch them explode.
Yeah,
Fun.
fun stuff.
It is fun.
All right, well, so you're only playing Dungeon Overlord.
Yeah, I'm bad.
Yeah,
And it's probably going to get worse.
I'm
Well, we're heading
playing
into
that.
event season. We have a lot
Oh
coming
my gosh.
on. And
Tiffany is playing Baby.
Susie Homemaker.
Susie Homemaker?
yes.
Oh. Yeah, event season is only going to get worse.
Yeah, for those who think we only work 8 hours a day,
Oh my gosh. I wish.
unfortunately, no. So, not to mention that most of us have commutes. So, between commuting and working and commuting home and having dinner, and
What are you talking about? When I commute, that's when I play my video games.
I have to drive.
I make my husband drive.
Well, my husband doesn't like my car.
Anyways, that's all we have for you for this podcast.
Hooray!
Our next podcast will be live, so we hope you'll check it out.
Dun dun dun.
Thank you all for listening.
Happy
Bye.
Memorial Day.
Oh yeah.